Good evening, good morning, good night, whatever time it is. Hi, I'm Will. Doctor Who right now is kind of in a bit of a mess, and its viewership is progressively going down, and it's getting lower and lower and lower. This kind of free fall in writing quality started with Capaldi, and his sort of tonal inconsistencies, the writing inconsistencies, it just didn't feel right. And definitely the BBC budget cut showed with Capaldi being really real about it. His last season with Bill Potts was fantastic. And Missy was fantastic. The whole Cybermen thing, that last run of his was done so well and so brilliantly. And also his sort of last run with Claire was done really well. So despite some problems, it did have some quality. Capaldi leaves, Jodie comes in, and I have no issues with a female Doctor Who. Contrary to what people are already thinking, I have no issue with that. I do have an issue with the writing, and that's what this video is about. I thought if Jodie was given some really gutsy material and a chance to shine as the Doctor, rather than being in this weird ensemble Power Rangers-esque group, it would have been better. And I do think the first half of her first season as the Doctor was fantastic. It's just when we started going in these weird directions and progressively the quality of the writing dropped, and her last season wasn't great. I think some of the glaring problems with the writing is not having faith in her as an actress, not having faith in her as a performer, and giving a lot of the backbone to other characters, and then sort of this pseudo third wave feminism vibe, which doesn't need to be there for the Doctor. She's the Doctor. She is the Doctor. That's all she needs to be. And the self-aware element of her first few episodes kind of vanished very quickly, which I didn't like, and sort of that self-aware humour that the Doctor's quite famous for. But then they started doing things like the Time Lord Cybermen thing felt very fanficky. I actually don't like this iteration of the Master. I find him really annoying, and I thought the last you can't beat Missy. And her sort of end, kind of effectively killing herself and creating herself, I thought would be the last hurrah for the Master as a villain. And then the Timeless Child happened. So let's make the Doctor not a Time Lord. Let's make the first Doctor not the Doctor. Not the first Doctor, I should say. And then let's make, in that one decision of making the Doctor this immortal star child thing, they ruined and destroyed the canon in one failed swoop. So where do we start with that one? I'm going to pick on two recent events because they'll be fresher in people's memory, but there's loads that I can talk about in this. One is that when Matt Smith got his regeneration cycle reset by the Time Lords, which was a big key event, and it set everything in motion, and River Song giving the Doctor all of her regeneration energy. But there are countless things now in the history of the Doctor that just are broken and out of place, and I don't care what people say, and it really frustrates me when people dismiss it. Oh, it's just a kids show, it doesn't matter. It's a kids show that's a flagship series for the BBC, and I don't like the BBC as a corporation. I don't trust the BBC. They're a bit more of a propaganda machine, in my opinion. But this show should be attracting thousands upon thousands of viewers. It should be the pinnacle of BBC writing, and instead we get this lazy, retconned, woke mess with these toxic writers that are attacking people on Twitter, attacking the fans and telling them this show isn't for them, again, and then they're wondering why people don't watch. But in retconning that one tiny thing, which is quite big, you destroy the canon in one go. And when you're hiring writers that don't like the source material to write your shows, this is what's going to happen. They either should have wrote something original, or, and this is being 100% real, bought in better writers, because the writers they got right now are not good. I feel like with Jodie quitting, she's jumping off a sinking ship. And to be honest, I don't blame her. If she had been given quality material, if she had been given some great writing and the ability to stand on her own as a character, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. I don't think any of this would have happened. But what's happened is that the ratings are dropping, the series isn't picking up new viewers, and it's alienating the old viewers. So it's in this messy situation where it can't win, and it's kind of been ran into the ground by... The Christmas special was diabolically bad, and they brought back Captain Jack just for try and get some viewers back. And you can always tell when shows are kind of desperate, and this is a lazy writing trick. They start bringing back old tropes, old characters. They start trying to bring back classic elements. I mean, how many Cybermen stories can Doctor Who do now? I mean, seriously, we finally got a true canon origin of this universe's Cybermen. And how many times can the Master miraculously come back even though she, Missy, was dead? This is when you know a show is struggling, because it can't even bring back returning viewers by bringing back classic elements. And when it starts veering into fanfiction territory, i.e. Star Trek Discovery, you know there's a problem. And this could have been a spectacular series given the right writers and allowing Doctor Who to be Doctor Who, but instead it's become another piece, an example of the BBC doing what they do best in recent years. And I will say something else, maybe it needs a break. Maybe it's time that Doctor Who took a break and a rest, a few years, maybe discreetly forget this even happened. Maybe the BBC shouldn't be in charge of Doctor Who anymore, because the BBC are just basically Disney at this point. So, tell me what you think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later.